Hello everyone. In the sequence of online classes, today I am going to discuss with you a disease of your syllabus, that is Alzheimer's disease. So, first off, we should know what is Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a neurological condition in which death of brain cells causes memory loss and cognitive decline. It usually affects people aged 65 years and above or over, with only 10% cases occurring in people younger than this. Now, I would like to discuss about causes of Alzheimer's disease. As you know that there is no cure for Alzheimer's disease, nor any proven ways to prevent its onset. Treatment focuses on support and managing symptoms to maximize a person's ability to carry out daily activities and tasks so that they maintain their independence for as long as possible. Now, what are the causes of Alzheimer's disease? In Alzheimer's disease, brain cells start to deteriorate. Lose connections with each other and eventually die. And these changes are associated with the buildup of abnormal proteins that form plaques and tangles around the brain cells. In many books, it is already written that the causes of Alzheimer's disease is idiopathic, means unknown etiology. Even now, researchers believe that a combination of lifestyles, environmental, and genetic risk factors trigger the abnormal biological process in the brain that over decades results in Alzheimer's type dementia. And that kind of identified risk factors for developing this condition includes increasing age, as I have earlier told that it usually affects people age 65 years and over. Second one cause is family history, means a person who has a parent or sibling with Alzheimer's is more likely to develop the disease. Third one is Down syndrome. Next one, history of a head injury. Risk factors for blood vessels disease such as smoking, lack of regular exercises, poor sleep habit, obesity, high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, poorly controlled type 2 diabetes, and long term exposure to solvents, which may be paints and glues. So, these are the causative factors for Alzheimer's disease. Now, sign and symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. The changes that occur with Alzheimer's disease affect the areas of the brain and control thought, memory, and language, resulting in the gradual onset of signs and symptoms related to a person's behavior and mental functions. Often, physical functions such as bowel and bladder control are also affected. And the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease typically develop quite slowly. The time between the onset of the disease and death can range from 5 to 20 years. And the types of behavior change and the time over which symptoms develop are different for each and every person. Symptoms are categorized under three subheadings. Symptoms experienced during early stages, symptoms experienced during progressive stage, and symptom experienced during later stage. So first of all, we should know symptom experienced during early stages of Alzheimer's disease. Number one, mild forgetfulness, especially uh, especially short-term memory loss, mood changes, including irritability and anxiety, difficulty processing new information and learning new things, loss of spontaneity and initiative, confusion about time and place, communication difficulties, and finally, decline in ability to perform routine tasks. These are the symptoms experienced during the early stage of Alzheimer's disease. Now, the symptoms experienced during progressive stage. So, what are the symptoms? Number one, increasing short-term memory loss and confusion, difficulty recognizing family and friends, shorter attention span and feeling of restlessness, difficulty with reading, writing and numbers, neglectful of hygiene, loss of appetite, personality changes such as aggression, significant mood swings, etc., and requires increasing assistance with daily tasks. So these are the symptoms which are produced during progressive stage. And towards the latter stage of the disease, the following symptoms may be experienced. You can see in latter stage generally it develops inability to understand or use a speech, incontinence, inability to recognize self or family, severe disorientation, and increasing immobility and sleep time. The changes brought about by Alzheimer's can be increasingly difficult for family members and friends as the person's condition deteriorates. They lose their independence and become unable to recognize loved ones. Although a person loses many abilities as the disease progresses, it is often helpful to focus on the abilities they still have, such as the sense of touch and hearing and the ability to respond to emotions. So these are the sign and symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. Now, diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. A range of steps will be involved in reaching a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. Assessing a person's medical and psychiatric history, a neurological or physical examination should be done by the practitioners or the doctor. Blood and urine test should be recommended. Brain scans like CT, MRI, or PET scanning should be done. Mental status assessment to determine the level of mental deterioration. Caregiver interview to determine the level of dependency. These are the diagnostic points for the Alzheimer's disease. And now, what should be the treatment of Alzheimer's disease? As there is no cure for Alzheimer's disease, treatment focuses on managing symptoms and supporting the persons and their family. This may include treating medical conditions that may contribute to confusion or physical decline, such as or as for example, it should be in lung diseases or anemia. Participating in stimulating activities to encourage the person to continue their normal activities as much as possible. Providing memory aids and memory triggers such as calendars and written reminders. Encouraging social interaction to help prevent feelings of loneliness and depression. Contacting support groups that may be able to offer family caregivers assistance, and encouraging a regular daily routine to reduce confusion, and last but not least, stop smoking. As medicines or medications is concerned, medications such as sleeping tablets, tranquilizers, and antidepressants may help to control symptoms such as sleeplessness, agitation, and aggression, and depression. However, sleeping tablets and tranquilizers can cause increased confusion, so their use should be limited. A group of medications called cholinesterase inhibitor improve mental function, that is thinking and memory and daily living ability in some people. Cholinesterase inhibitor medications that are available on the medical shop include donazepam, rivastigmine, and galantamine, etc. In preventive aspect, there are no proven ways to prevent the development of Alzheimer's disease. However, Some evidence suggests that a healthy lifestyle can reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Regular physical activity and exercise may have a general protective effect on brain health and may slow progression of Alzheimer's disease. Although there are no specific dietary recommendation or specification for Alzheimer's, a Mediterranean style diet, that is plant food such as vegetables, fruits, beans, whole grains, nuts, olives and olive oil, along with some cheeses, yogurt, fish, eggs, may reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. A Mediterranean style diet has the added benefit of lowering cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes risks. In Ayurveda, every kind of medrashan which is mentioned in our reference book Charak Samhita or Susra Samhita may be given. As you know, in Rasayana Adhyaya, Acharya Charak has quoted four types of Medya Rasayana: Shankhapushpi, Mandukparni, Guduchi, etc. These drugs can be helpful to improve the mental intellect or mental capacity or potency of a brain cells. So, Sodhana and Samana both type of treatment may be helpful for treating Alzheimer's disease. So, this is all about Alzheimer's disease. Thank you.